which is not a type of republic. In the option, we have crown republic, military republic, single party republic, parliamentary republic. So I posted a video a few days ago, and someone dropped this question in the comment section, and I promised the person to make videos, answering the question, and also even raising objection to what the person might felt to be the correct answer to this question. Because one of the beauty of anything that has to do with politics is also the ability to anticipate objection against what you believe to be true and being able to answer it. So you don't wait until people raise objection against what you believe to be correct. You anticipate some objections, all right, and you answer them even ahead. All right. Now, to answer this question, because you may likely not find, type of republic in a textbook. If you find it in a textbook, it will not be a very common, textbook. But there's still ways you can answer questions. That's the beauty of government. There's still way you can answer questions even without having reference. All right. So you can answer this question on your own. Is to ask yourself, what is the meaning of republic? Now, a republican state is a state that is governed by a representative government or an elected individual. So which means in a parliamentary republic, yes. Parliamentary republic, yes. It's true that we can have a parliamentary republic because people that will form the parliament under the parliamentary republic, even people that will form the executive arm of government are elected by the people. All right. And we can also have single party republic, yes. So which means countries that adopt single party system still has election in place. So because within that single party, there will still be primary election conducted among the party members. Now, however, the answer to this question is crown republic. But where the objection will come from is to ask ourselves, how is military government republican? Because if we bring it down to Nigeria, why Nigeria is on the fourth republic, we say Nigeria is on the fourth republic. If we want to trace how Nigeria transition from first republic to fourth republic, military intervention is responsible to how Nigeria is not in the first republic but first republic. Because if we want to trace it, we are going to say that Nigeria became a republican state in 1963. Now that first republican state was terminated in 1966. Why? How was it terminated? It was terminated through military coup d'etat. So which means that there is this kind of concept that we feel military intervention, we feel military government as not republican, all right? Because we are going to say Nigeria returned to republic to become a republican state in 1979. That was the second republic. Then we have the third republic that was not totally successful in 1989. Then we have the fourth republic in 1999. All right. So that's the objection you are going to raise against the military republic. That can we have a military government that is truly republican? All right. Now, what would be the answer? Now, this is what I would say to anyone that raised such objection is that, you see, a military government can still be republican, because when we talk about republican state, it is not just limited to election. All right. Sometimes it's what you are going to check is how power is transitioned. All right. Now, if you want to check how power is transferred in a crown, in a monarch. All right. If you want to check how power is transferred in a monarchical state, which means a state governed and ruled by a monarch, you will realize that the succession, which means the transference of power, is hereditary. And once succession and transferring of power is hereditary, that is against the principle of republic. Are we together? That is why there is nothing like crown republic. But if you check the military, though the military government, with most times the transitioning in the military government always come through coup d'etat, all right? And coup d'etat is an unconstitutional way of changing government. But you are still going to notice that even in the military government, most times, even military governments are also open to democratic process. Because you will notice that when Nigeria transitioned from the first republic back to the second republic, it was supervised by military government during the government of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, when he was a military head of state then. All right. So which means that the military can still allow for transition of power from military rule even to democratic rule. So to some extent, maybe not to great extent, military government can still be republican. But there's no sense in which a monarch or a monarchical state can be tagged to be republican. Now, another objection someone may want to raise against this, that, it's possible for a monarchical state to be republican. And you want to cite the example of Britain, that in Britain, we have, something that look like monarchical. Now, in a case where we have two types of monarchical system of government. We have constitutional monarch and we have absolute monarch. Now, in a case where you have a constitutional monarch, which means that even the monarch is subjected under the constitution, you need to know that in such case, the monarch only wield a nominal or ceremonial power. In fact, the monarch is not the real leader. It's not the real decision and policy maker in such instance. So you cannot cite such instance to go against the answer that we have chosen in this question. So the answer is crown republic. If you have any question, if you have any objection, you can drop it in the comment section. And if you are interested in my private class, you can also drop it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share widely.